How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are with a buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I'd just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? Let's get into the video, guys. Today we're talking about OCGN, ticker OCGN, okay? And you may be wondering, what the heck? Well, I guess if you read the title, you probably know what I'm going to talk about. But if we take a look at this stock right here, we can see it's looking all right. Kind of been consolidating. We can see a good level of support over here, back over here somewhere around $6, right? So it's looking pretty solid right now. And so keep in mind, I'm looking at this play without, I don't want to say the knowledge, but without looking into what they do, what kind of financial situation they are, or anything like that, okay? I'm looking at this play from a very specific standpoint, which is the technical position for some kind of squeeze, right? And let's take a look at the Ortex data. So we can start over here in OCGN. So the reason this caught my attention is because I'm on Ortex all the time, just looking at this data, trying to make heads or tails of it. Something that I actually recently found is this stock was just triggered for a short squeeze trading signal today. I don't know why it says yesterday because it said today earlier, but probably because we're after trading hours, and technically I guess trading was yesterday or whatever. But either way, it was just triggered today on 10/13, and we can see it right here. It's a buy signal and all that good stuff, type 3, which I think is the best it can be. And we can see here historically what has happened whenever a short squeeze signal has been indicated, right? We can see all the way back here, right? We can see right here, short squeeze signal indicator. On this day, the low is $2, the high being almost $4. We'll say $4. And if you would have bought in when it was triggered on February 2nd, all the way on February 8th, it went up to a high of $18. From a high of $4 to a high of $18, right? I mean, easily 4 times your money if you would have sold at the top. Of course, there's the whole timing aspect of it. But even then, the low was $9, right? At the very least, doubling your money if you bought high and sold low. Okay. So that's pretty solid right there. Let's go ahead and proceed. We see over here, it was also triggered on the 22nd of April. And if you see here, it was kind of on a downward trend. It triggered whenever it started to tick upward, and then it went even higher, right? Something to note here is that even though it ticked all the way up here, we can see, and I'll hover over the numbers really quick and you can kind of pause. You can see the low of $6.58, the high of $9.55, and then a few days later it went of a low of $13 and a high of $16, right? So again, at least potentially doubling your money. Something to note is that the short squeeze signal was also triggered on the high over here, and if you would have gotten in, I mean, you would have been at a loss still to this day if you would have taken your first position here. So definitely something to keep in mind. But I did think it was pretty interesting how it so far it's been actually pretty good, other than this very bad one. But either way, we are catching like the first move here potentially if this does go for it, right? If this does actually move, you know, let's say it doubles, for example, because that seems to be the trend. It at least doubles. And if this doubles, this could be room for a super nice play, a quick little play, right, to get in and out. I'm actually thinking about taking a position. I may actually take a position in here. I don't have one currently. I thought about taking one earlier, but I hesitated. And I also had hesitated with PROG before it ran, and then it ran. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at what's going on. So we do know I like to look at a few numbers. Utilization, remember, this is how much of the shares are actually like kind of how much of the shares that can be loaned out have been loaned out. And we can see we're at 95.76%. I love anything over 95%. That's typically whenever we see the moves. And currently we're at 95.76, and that's down from 97.81, right? So it's looking pretty solid. Today they were flat. They were up 1.32%. I'm not sure what they were up yesterday, but I would imagine it was a little bit more than that. Okay, and let's go ahead and take a look at these shares on loan. Shares on loan right here, we can see not quite the all-time high, but it's 1 million off from the all-time high. So still a lot of room in this tank to go, I think, especially considering, you know, it had its first crazy move whenever there were 15 million shares on loan. There are now 72 million shares on loan. Even the high back here, whenever it started to move, there were 24 million shares on loan. Currently 72 million shares on loan. It is looking mighty fine. And let's take a look at the short interest. So as you know, if you've been on the channel for any amount of time, you know I do like short interest whenever it's anything over about 15% is what I'm really looking at. I think anything over 15% is pretty substantial. It's very substantial, honestly. We can see even back here, right back here at the peak, it moved on 12%. It moved, right? So it's at 29%. And look, it's not an all-time high, but shoot, it doesn't have to be an all-time high. It's high enough. Okay, and so that's how this is looking. I just wanted to bring this to people's attention in case they're, you know, looking to make other plays. Me personally, I'm holding my AMC stock. I'm not going to trade that, but I know there are some other plays out there, and I am making some plays with some side money. I'm not touching my AMC position or GameStop position for that matter. Only I have a little bit of play money, and I'm trying to see what I can do with this and see if I can find something here that when and if AMC does move, and if it ever ends, then I can make some huge plays and really make some serious cash. So yeah, just thought I'd bring it to people's attention in case they want to do it. If you don't want to play this, don't play it. Make your own financial decisions. Make sure you manage your money, your life, take care of number one, and you are number one. All right. That's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. You guys have a fantastic day. Peace.